You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. We welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino studios, along with Big Brown in the house and Cam filling in one more day for Grande. Kaplan and Crew is back onto the airwaves of 1090 all throughout Southern California and working our way up the Central Coast. Worldwide on YouTube. Make sure you're involved in our YouTube chat. Leave a comment down below. Give a thumbs up. All the things that we ask you to do, please. And tonight on Channel 4 San Diego, Channel 4 Santa Barbara, it's 118 Palos Verdes in Orange County. It's part of the Your View network from Cox Communications. So glad to have everybody along on Monday. If you were with us on Friday, we were at Del Mar. It was an amazing weekend. They, by the way, on Friday had like 15,000 people at Del Mar. But the handle, or what is the amount of wagering that's done, was like $21 million, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, Browner is crazy because usually they have a much bigger crowd
Mm-hmm.
and a lot less gambling. This time they had a much smaller crowd and a whole lot more gambling. I don't know if everybody's taking their stimulus checks and taking them to the track. I'm not sure what's up, dude. I don't really have a solid answer as to why that is, other than maybe it's just like the serious players that were there on Friday, but it didn't look like that to me because
you know what it felt like. It felt very normal to me. Like when you were looking over the paddock, everything seemed the same. I didn't feel like there were less people there. I felt like it felt like the same amount of people because it looked exactly the same to me.
Yeah, because when before the races, when people start to crowd around the paddock,
Mm-hmm.
the same number of people were going to be there. If there were 40,000 people in the track, there were going to be 2,000 around the paddock.
Yep.
If there were 15,000 in the track, there were still going to be 2,000 around the paddock. So yes, I was with you. In fact, I told everybody this was probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite opening day ever. I had my mom and dad in. Yes, they are visiting from Boca del Vista Phase 4. It's true. I had my 19-year-old daughter who desperately wanted to go, my 17-year-old daughter who really, really wanted to go. They were all decked out and dressed up, and they had all their girlfriends there. So they had a great time. And we had three races on opening day, and none of them won. I mean, we had like a second to last, fourth place finish.
That's on me.
Cameron, you said on Friday you're calling 3-0. You're calling for 3 straight wins on Friday. And instead of going 3-0, we went 0-3.
Yeah. See, what happened was I mixed up my numbers. The issue was, no. It was bad. I texted you and was like, did we win any? And you said, not even close. And my head was buried in my hands. I was so upset. I'm like, so much confidence. And it just did not pay off at all to the slightest.
You know what, though? On Saturday, we had a horse run, and that didn't go very well. And then on Sunday, we had 2 races in the second and in the third. And in the second race, we weren't particularly confident. In fact, so much so I didn't even bet on the horse. My son and I went into the track. I did not bet on the horse. And I said to my son and I said to Dato, I said, this is probably a good omen that we'll win the race. And that is exactly what happened. We won on Sunday in race 2. And I think the horse went off at 3-1. I think paid like $18 as I recall. And I didn't bet on it, but we won and the horse got claimed, which meant that it was sold from us to somebody else. And so that's the game. You know, when you buy, when you sell, how much do you pay? How much do you sell for? That's the game of horse racing. So good win on Sunday. Track will be dark this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then back to racing action as we get into the latter part of the week. Okay, fellas, the story of the weekend, though, is the restart of the second half of the baseball season. And the biggest story that comes out of the weekend, Padres playing at the Nationals. And on Saturday night, gunshots from outside the ballpark kind of turned everything into chaos inside the ballpark. Browner, I'm curious. I was getting a lot of text messages from people inside the ballpark. These are Padre fans. These are longtime great friends, longtime 1090 listeners who were texting me from inside the ballpark. Are you watching? Are you seeing? Are you hearing? And then they were sending me videos as to what was going on in the ballpark at the time. Were you watching in real time? What did you think?
I was not watching, and when I saw what happened, I was terrified. Like I was genuinely terrified at what I heard had happened because it's normal when things like that happen. You get the information and it spills out mostly inaccurate. And so I was told initially that there was a shooting within the stadium and people were running everywhere. And Tatis and Manny Machado had to basically save lives. Obviously, as the time goes on and the details come out, yes, they were probably doing their best to get people to safety, but the shooting had occurred outside the stadium. And so later in the night, when I realized that the shooting had occurred outside the stadium, I felt a little better about it, but it still made me really uncomfortable that we always have to have this surrounding our public life, regardless of what we're doing in this country.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you go to Petco Park and you walk in with a ticket, there's a metal detector, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like when I go to Petco Park, I always walk in through the same entrance. I take my phone out, I take my wallet out, whatever it is I'm carrying. It's kind of like going through TSA at an airport. So that's got to be the same everywhere, right? Everywhere you go, there's got to be a metal detector to get into a ball game, don't you think?
It is. Yeah, I think that the scariest part, and the reports have been saying this as they continue to come out, is the fact that it was right outside the third base gate. So that was the biggest issue.
Your mic's on.
Oh, Scott.
No. I wasn't replying to Cameron. My mic was off. This is true.
No, it wasn't.
It was on.
No, it wasn't. It was on.
Oh, my mic was on.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You deserve a red card.
I do.
For having your mic on.
That's probably a red card. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's amazing? You know what sucks is that when you're working at home like I still am, you guys are now down at our new offices. I got people coming in and out of here. And my son just came in and I thought I pushed mute because he said, "Hey, I'm leaving." And I was like, "Oh, just give me a minute, wait until we break. And then let me say, eat something before you leave." I thought my mic was off.
We heard the whole thing.
Yellow card for sure.
100%.
Yeah, it's a total yellow card. When you turn your mic off and you're talking, that's a yellow card. But when you think you turned your mic off and everybody can hear what you're saying, that is a yellow card, 100%, no question.
Mm-hmm. Well, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the fear was that the shooting was right outside the third base gate. And between section 111 and 117, I think they were saying, everyone ducked because when the 5, 6, 7 shots went off, it was so close in proximity that it sounded like it was within the stadium.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone was frantic and running around and ducking, and they didn't know what was happening. So yes, a gun can't get into a Major League Baseball stadium, but because it was so close in proximity, it sounded like it was in the stadium.
Yeah, but you say it can't get into a stadium, but I mean, it's not supposed to. And
right.
there are precautions in place that it won't, but it might, and it could freak you out.
That's the scary part,
right? So if you go listen to this, everybody who's listening on radio, you'll have to listen very carefully. And for those of you that are watching on TV or watching on YouTube, we're going to play some video for you. This is from the Nationals television broadcast, and as the half inning is coming to an end. And as the pitcher is walking to the umpires to do the check to see if he got the sticky stuff on his hands, just listen real carefully in the background, because in a normal ball game, you might think it's somebody beating a drum, or a sound effect. But if you listen real carefully, you'll hear the gunshots. This is inside the ballpark, being picked up by the microphones inside the ballpark and being heard on television. Cameron, go ahead and play that short clip where people can hear the gunshots.
Gets Myers swinging. Padres put 3 more on the board. 8-4.
Gets Myers swinging. Padres put 3 more on the board. And then if you listen real carefully.
Play it one more time.
Yeah, turn up your radio. Listen to me. Anybody who's listening on radio, turn up your radio. For those of you that are watching, I think you'll get a sense. But if you're listening on radio, turn up your radio. They get Myers. The Padres put 3 more runs on the board, and listen very carefully. Go ahead and play.
Gets Myers swinging. Padres put 3 more on the board. 8-4.
Bang, bang, bang,
and then,
bang, bang.
Scott, you see at the end, there's a couple of national players that look back toward that direction. So that was one of the scariest parts, is you don't know what it is, and it could be fireworks, it could be gunshots, maybe you didn't hear it because it was a bit faint, but then the Nationals players, while they're running to the dugout, they also look back, so they notice it too.
All right, so now let's take a look at some other video, because we've put together about a minute's worth of video here. And for those of you listening on radio, there's a lot of audio to go with this as well. But Browner, we put together about a minute here where now not only are you seeing the players come off the field and you hear those same shots, but then you start to see, I mean, I don't know that it was complete and utter chaos, but you start to see people thinking like, uh-oh, something's going on here. I got to try and get out. So go ahead and play that for us, Cameron.
Gets Myers swinging. Padres put 3 more on the board. 8-4.
So those are the gunshots.
Right.
Then it goes to Don
Fans started
Orsillo's
for
broadcast.
the exits and for the concourse out of their seats. No rain is going on.
And this
there.
was
No
at the
lightning,
beginning,
no nothing.
where a
but
couple of the
people are
players
running.
or the
And
fans
it's a
were
real
walking
scary
out of their
situation right
seats.
now, to be honest, because we're not there, number one, and we're not sure what's going on. But the players came off the field.
And then it just seemed like all of Nationals Park completely cleared out.
Yeah.
So they were saying staying in the stadium, but then this was happening.
Right. I was getting these videos from people saying, look what's going on out here.
Look at this.
What?
People are running down towards the field, hopping on the field, and going in the dugout for safety.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, when the PA announcer is saying, stay in your seats, stay in the stadium.
Yeah. And then there's the video.
This is the Tatis and Machado. And then this is how close the incident was, or the accident was. Look at the third base gate. It's right there. This is a shot from pretty much in the stadium.
Okay. All right, let's bring it back in, because I'm so listen, here's the thing. Let's talk about Tatis and Machado. Browner, I'm with you. When you first start to hear about this, you go, oh no, this is really bad. I mean, a shooting inside of a ballpark. That sounds scary. Because I'll tell you, man, you think about like a movie theater. We've seen mass shootings in a movie theater. Like you go to a movie theater, you're like, damn, dude, I gotta like look around at all times. No doubt. I go on a plane. I think about 9/11 and the terrorists that day, and the guys in the plane that took them down into that field in Pennsylvania. Hey, let's roll. That was the phrase they used. Hey, we already know what's happened here on 9/11. We can't allow this to happen. We got to take this down ourselves. Movie theaters, concerts, the concert in Las Vegas, the country show where the guy is up in the hotel and he's firing down.
Yeah.
So all these sorts of mass shootings in America freak you out. Now you go to a ball game and you start to hear bang, 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 bang. And you think it's inside. People are scurrying. Okay. And then the PA, hey, everybody calm down. TV announcers, like you said, Cam, the San Diego guys aren't even there. So, they're like, we don't even know exactly what's going on.
Scott, they knew more than the Nationals broadcasters. That was the scariest part.
But the idea that they want you to stay in your seat and remain calm is impossible. And it's the worst advice you could possibly give. If someone's shooting, you got to get out of the way. You got to move. I understand they want to try to keep people calm for safety reasons, but for your own life, you got to get on the move.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd be on the move too. And when you start to see people jumping over the fences to get onto the field, that's a pretty smart thought. Like, do I want to go that way, which is towards the exits, or do I want to go down there and get underneath where I don't know that anything is happening and there's probably security and the ball players are down there? When Tatis and Machado leave the dugout and then open the gate, I didn't realize at first report what it is that they were doing, because I was like, okay, guys, if you're trying to be, if you're trying to let the general public and the average fan in to go through the tunnel, wow, that's kind of smart, but I'm not really sure like what would happen underneath. But then the story of, hey, we've got a traveling party. We've got friends and family that are sitting here in the family section. Hey, those are our people. So like we're down here where we think in theory we would be safe. But all of our, again, I'm just kind of putting it out there, wives or parents or kids or whatever, hey, we got to go get them. And I know that Tatis and Machado are kind of being hailed as this was a heroic move. I'm not trying to down on it. I'm just saying it's interesting what they were trying to accomplish and all the people that came running down. And listen, it's amazing to me that shots rang outside the ballpark and they were so loud that you could hear them on the TV broadcast. And immediately people start losing their minds. And the ball players, to their credit, think to themselves, we got our people here. Get them. Bring them in.
I think we live in a time now, especially with what happened at the Capitol, what's happened at a softball game between congressmen when Steve Scalise was shot. In a place like D.C., you have no idea why someone would want to shoot up a baseball game, but that's a symbol of America. And so you always want to be on guard in a place like that for people attacking something that symbolizes America. So it's such an unfortunate time that we live in, and our brains have to even flow in that direction and even contemplate things of that nature. But that's where we are, and I'm just happy that no one inside the ballpark was hurt. It wasn't an attack of some sort. It wasn't like some type of revenge. It was just some people, just crime. It was just crime that happened at the time a baseball game was happening.
And you know what? Listen, I'll tell you this. So I've been to Padres-Nationals series in D.C. because if you're a Padre fan and you said, hey, you know what, let's go on a trip this summer, where would we like to go to see the Padres play? I would tell you that going to New York City, where I've seen the Padres play the Yankees, or going to Washington, D.C., where I've seen the Padres play the Nationals, these are great trips because there's so much stuff for you to do.
Right.
You know, and if you're taking your kids, you're like, hey, let's go to D.C. We're going to see some of the sites, and we're also going to go see some Padres-Nationals games. That was exactly the situation for a really, really close friend of the show for many years, a guy by the name of Josh Danson and his family. Josh was, this is years ago, old school Scott and BR listeners, you guys will remember, Josh was our Sobe rep. You know, back in the old days.
I remember Sobe.
Yeah, Sobe. All natural. That was Josh, our Sobe rep. And eventually we worked with him with some other brands as well. But him and his wife and their children were in DC for, I think, like a softball tournament for their daughter or a baseball tournament for their son, something like that. And I'm telling you, Josh was sending me messages Saturday night, like, are you watching this? We're down here. We're real close to the field. They had gotten pictures with certain players already. I mean, they were right on top of it. And he's like, dude, honestly, I wish I would have videotaped everything that was going on, but my family's safety was my top priority. So I never took out my phone to videotape this stuff. And in fact, I was going to put Josh on the air today to kind of tell us his story, but I thought we'd kind of wait until tomorrow to let it all sink in and see what happens. But, you know, I'm not sure everybody even realized that the game was in DC, because when I was telling some people, I'm like, yeah, there was a shooting at the Padre game. They're like, oh my God, in San Diego? Like, that never happens in San Diego. Right. And yet last night, just by the way, last night in the gas lamp, there was a shooting and there was someone who was killed by a gunman in the gas lamp quarter. Listen, this could happen in San Diego, meaning you could be right outside Petco Park in downtown San Diego. This kind of thing could happen, and you might be able to hear it just the same way you heard it in DC like that. I thought it was crazy, man. And by the way, you talk about fireworks on Saturday. This takes away from what had happened on Friday night.
Yeah.
Because on Friday night, if you put this up on the screen cam, Friday night, the Padres offense, this is their first game back from the All-Star break. Padres offense went crazy. 24 runs in the game. You have the third cycle. Do you guys understand? We waited for a cycle forever. Anytime there was a guy who had a single, a double, and a home run, all he needs is a triple. Guy's got a
Matt
triple,
Kemp, wasn't it?
Right, and it was Matt Kemp, who got like one of the most despised guys to ever put on a Padre.
I have his jersey.
Oh my God, his
worst purchase
jersey?
ever.
Oh, his Padre jersey.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Matt Kemp hit for the cycle, and we were like, okay, well, finally somebody's hit for the cycle. Unfortunately, it was him. Slam Diego goes crazy in the nation's capital because Will Myers hit a grand slam. It was an amazing night. Oh, by the way, even Chris Paddock got a win which was really more the result of the bats and less about his pitching.
You score 24 runs. You can't get a win. You score 24 runs. It may be time to just kind of let that dog out to the pasture, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. So, listen, Friday night, Padres win, bats explode. Saturday night, the shooting outside of Nationals Park that made people lose their minds and had Tatis and Machado looking very, very heroic.
But didn't they smoke the game last night? They should have won that game last night as well, but they smoked that joint
They
off.
blew it.
Yeah.
After coming back.
Yep. They had this game tied, and then they wound up losing it. So, listen, it was 2 out of 3 for the Padres. Very interesting start to the second half of the season. All the emotion the next day, Jace Tingler like wiping tears away about how proud he is of the Padres and the organization, the players. Oh, man.
Ting, ting.
All right, we're welcoming you back inside the 7 Mile Casino Studios. We got a lot more to get to, including coming up, Dodgers and Giants going to start a series. The USA men's basketball team getting ready to start the Olympics. I'm actually kind of excited. I'm not really sure for what, but I'm kind of excited about the start of the Olympics. And we got a whole bunch of other stuff we still want to get to. But this story of the shooting outside of the Padres-Nationals game certainly was a top story coming out of the weekend. Stick around. So much more to come on Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Hey, Dave Smith here. Make sure you listen to my show on the Mightier 1090, 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday night. The only local sports talk in all of Southern California on the weekends, right here on the Mightier 1090.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Live soccer is back. Watch Orange County Soccer Club, OC's highest level of professional soccer, live on your view. Watch Orange County SC take on Sacramento Republic FC Saturday, July 24th at 7. Watch world-class players and future stars. Transform your summer with the new family game night and outdoor fun all season long. Live soccer is back. Orange County versus the Sacramento Republic, Saturday, July 24th at 7 on your view.
Welcome to the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank and their 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to san-diegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, or your organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
Time now for Kaplan and Crew tonight's Community Connect.
Shelter to Soldiers selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments. They have strong social drive. Another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog. Still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
Welcome to the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to san-diegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, or organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
Hey, it's Pharrell here, inviting you to catch my shows on the Mightier 1090. We're on twice every Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific. Trust me, all the other sports stations are sleeping with your wife.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Sometimes they say it might work, it might not work. And so I ask myself the question, like, why even get the vaccine if it can also harm you? For me, it's like taking a 50-50 chance.
Hi, Andrea. Some say that the vaccine is harmful or that it might not work, but that's not true. Millions of people have been vaccinated with no ill effects, and I can tell you that getting the vaccine is far safer than not getting it.
Moore's Cancer Center is the only comprehensive cancer center in San Diego, which has NCI designation, which NCI stands for National Cancer Institute. And this is designated to only the highest possible ratings for cancer centers in the country. And that means that it's experts in every medical subspecialty pushing boundaries for difficult to treat cancers. We have a unique blend of cancer research and patient care, which really helps us take care of the whole patient from bench to bedside interventions with the latest research, and we're really pushing the boundaries to treat each individual cancer as much as possible. We're very proud of our leadership here in the community at UCSD.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
The San Diego Padres had a historic night on Friday, scoring a franchise record 24 runs. Those 24 runs were the most the Nationals had allowed since they moved to Washington in 2005. The Friars had 22 hits against 7 different Nationals pitchers. They scored in every inning except the 7th. Jake Cronenworth hit for the cycle for the first time in his career. He had a 2-run double in the 2nd inning, an RBI triple in the 3rd, a solo homer in the 5th, and an infield single against the shift in the 6th. Cronenworth's cycle was the 3rd in Padres history. The Padres took 2 of 3 against the Nats. They start a 3-game series against the Braves tonight. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew Tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View.
Classic Game Time. The best games from the past season on Your View.
It's like the spirit of Greenwood is all over the place in Tulsa, North Tulsa specifically. It's like it's not just one location anymore.
This is the beginning. This is a launching pad. This is not something that we just did to come together just for this moment.
The Spirit of Greenwood is brought to you by Multicultural Health Foundation. The vaccine can protect us. Will you? Verify and trust.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Hey, great friends. We welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino studios of Kaplan and Crew, along with Big Brown and Cam Ezeir, who's filling in for Grande Alejandro. Phenomenal work last week. One more day at the controls of this show, and then Grande comes back, and we'll see what he's got. I mean, I don't know, Cam. If I were you, dude, like I'd be like a backup quarterback. You ready? A backup quarterback who's waiting behind the starter. Starter comes back from injury, but he's not 100%, and you're not sure if he's really going to get through the game, and the backup may have to come in and save the day again. That could be you tomorrow.
Scott, this headset, it's glued on. It's not coming off. No, we're sleeping with it tonight.
Listen, I'm broadcasting from here tomorrow, so I don't know what anybody else is doing.
Really? Oh, you like staying in the office now, huh?
I'll be here.
Really?
I'll be here. If the door's open, I'm gonna be here.
You'll have the key.
I mean,
I'll be sleeping.
Funny. I've been talking about taking over this office space in Sorrento Valley. Browner seems to love it. Cam seems to really like it. Grande wants to get out of his house. And frankly, I think I'm ready to put the show back together in the same place and start bringing in studio guests and finding a new home. Because listen, I like being at home. Okay, I do. But you know, it's like sometimes you're in the middle of a broadcast and Cam might put Browner on the screen. I might have to push mute on my mic, and I might have to be a dad here for a few seconds. In fact, in the last segment, I got caught. I didn't push mute, and I was playing dad. So I think the time is coming. Although I will just say one thing real quickly, and then we're going to get back to we were talking about the Padres and the Nationals and the shots that rang out on Saturday. And I want to get back to some of the big headlines. I don't even know where I was going. Where was I going?
You're a dad? Doing dad duties?
Yeah, doing
something
dad
named
duties.
Browner.
But if you were getting back to the national headlines, you were either going to talk about the Padres or
I don't know. That just went right out of my head. I was like getting ready to say, and then just boom, it just went right out of my head. Okay, no big deal. I do want to say this though. As much as we talked about the Padres and the Nationals and the gunshots and the chaos that happened, I don't know if anybody was watching this, but the Red Sox and the Yankees were playing last night. And I kind of was looking for any sporting event I could find on TV because Yankees Red Sox doesn't really interest me very much, but there was no NBA finals last night. There were no preliminary Olympic games that I could find on TV that were happening live. I mean, there just was nothing going on in sports last night on TV. And so
USA was playing,
which no one knew about.
Right.
Awful.
I watched it.
Me too.
USA played Spain, I think it was.
Yeah, Spain.
Yeah.
In basketball.
Yes.
Okay. I saw the highlights of that, and I thought to myself, maybe Pau Gasol would have been a better addition than Marc Gasol for the Lakers because I just saw Pau Gasol make a couple of plays for Team Spain. But the USA did beat Spain 83-76, and now they're ready, or they're tuned up, or they got no choice because the Olympics are going to start. Things are just going to start. So anyway, I was looking for something in sports, and last night it was the Red Sox and the Yankees. It was like kind of the only thing on. So I had it on in the background. But have you guys, we talk about the shooting between the Padres and the Nationals outside the ballpark and the chaos it created. How about this story about a fan throwing a baseball at one of the players on the field and then being banned for life? And I actually thought about that. Banned for life. If they ban you for life from ballparks, how would they always know? Like let's say you're banned from, because for me, if you told me I was banned for life, you know what I would do? I'd try every day to get back into that ballpark just to keep proving that I could get back in. You know, how do you ban somebody for life? Like if I show up with a ball cap and sunglasses on, is there some kind of security camera that's on me that when I walk in, they flag it and they go, that guy right there, don't let him in. Don't let that guy in. Or do they the guys at the gate that are taking the tickets, they don't know any better. So then you go in and would a security come find you? I mean,
Well,
what is
do they
that?
have direct communication to Colorado? Like, how do they? What I don't get it. You're in New York, and let's say this dude goes to a game in 3 days in, I don't know, San Diego or at Dodger Stadium. You're right. How does the word get spread around where it's his name, his image? Like, it makes no sense.
I don't know. It's like an FBI, one of those FBI like most wanted guys, like fans most wanted. This guy threw a baseball. And by the way, I'd like to see it. I want everybody to see the video. Browner, you're shaking your head. You got a smile on your face and you're shaking your head.
It's the dumbest thing that baseball does. You ban a guy for life. What? How? Like, okay, what if the Mets played the Yankees and then they played it at the Mets park?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna ban him from there too?
I guess
it's
so.
dumb. It's dumb.
He's banned from all 30 Major League Baseball stadiums for life.
Yeah. Okay. Go down to Nationals Park. I guarantee you they have no idea who this guy is.
Right. Like that's my question is how is it that you are going to actually be able to ban somebody for life? I understand what you're saying, Cam. If you get banned from Yankee Stadium, okay, or if you get banned from Fenway Park, then how will they know in the other locations? Like, okay, there's a guy coming in, gate 1, that guy right there. He threw a baseball at a player. He's been banned for life. Don't let him in.
Right.
Same thing with like a guy who was that threw a water bottle
at Kyrie.
At Kyrie, right?
Oh, because you threw a water bottle too.
No, I threw a water bottle at a Lyft driver, and it wasn't intentional to be mean-spirited. I was just trying to get his attention to let him know. And by the way, as I've talked about this many times, I threw the bottle left-handed. The bottle was half full. It swiped the side of his car. It was a perfect spiral. And it got his attention. And when he got out of the car, I was going, yo, my man, I'm here. I'm good. I'm here. And he's like, did you just throw a bottle at my car? A plastic bottle half full of water. Yeah, man. You were leaving. I was here. I was running. I threw on the run, dude. Patrick Mahomes all up in this mother.
If it was accurate, then it's warranted, right?
I mean, this guy was so mad he was going to kick my ass. Like this guy got out of the car.
I would too.
But why? I didn't do damage to his car. I wasn't trying to be mean-spirited.
You're banned from life.
I guess so. I'm banned for life.
You can only use Uber.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Lyft. No more Lyft.
Right. No. You can't. You don't know. If this is Major League Baseball's ruling, you can't use any ride-sharing service. Period. That includes Airbnb, sir.
No cabs. Not even a cab.
Nothing.
Right. So
scooters. Nothing.
Cabbie pulls up, and I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm going here." He's like, "Oh no, not you. Not you. I got a picture of you right here, on banned for life."
Oh my God,
All right, so
stupid.
Show us the video. Before you do, as a matter of fact, let me just give a little bit of love to one of our great sponsors. This segment is being brought to us by HES Solar. HES Solar, you can really make life a lot better when you are reducing those costs of electric bills. I'm telling you right now, it's gotten hot. The summer is here. This is true story. My girlfriend has a really nice house in Carmel Valley, and she just turned on the air conditioning. And she wants it to be nice and cool inside that house. And I'm like, me too. I like it also. But here's what's going to happen. The end of the month's going to come. SDG&E bill is going to show up in the mail. And guess what? It's going to be no joke. Because when you're air conditioning a nice house, a nice sized house, those air conditioning bills, man, when I used to live there, dude, I would get $800 bills. $800 electric bills during the summer for running your air conditioning. Now, imagine taking that $800 bill and putting it down to like $15. Now, I'm not telling you those are the exact numbers. I'm just giving you an idea of the kind of savings we're talking about. So here's what I want you to do. Whether it's your home or really your business, this is his area of expertise. I want you to email my man, Spencer Holt, Spencer@HESsolar.com, Spencer@HESsolar.com, and let Spencer quote you a price on what it's going to take to either do solar at your business or at your home. And please make sure that when you email Spencer, you let him know that you heard about him through us. Okay. We get credited on these kinds of deals. Okay. So Spencer@HESsolar.com, HES Solar, save money using solar and stop paying those high electric bills. Okay. Get us back now. We've talked about the shooting between the Nationals and the Padres outside the ballpark and the chaos it created. But now let's talk about chaos inside a ballpark when a fan throws a baseball at a player. Let's take a look at this video. And for those of you listening, listen up. because it'll play out on audio as well. Cam, go ahead and run it.
The fans to the point where the game is being delayed.
Yeah, they threw a ball at him, I think.
So Verdugo's pretty much spitting at that fan. This is a video from the stands. That's the fan. He's shaking a bit. And this is when everyone's ratting on him. He gets taken away. And then this is what Verdugo had to say.
We're the spotlight, and if we do something, we look like, we look like the bad guys. But at the end of the day, it's like people need to understand we're people as well. You know what I mean? Like we do the same stuff that you guys do. We feel the same way that you guys feel, but we also just, playing baseball is our job. That's our work.
Mm-hmm. Now, Browner, you're laughing at Verdugo. I can't tell why you're laughing, but I think I have a sense of why you're laughing. I don't know if it's the backward, like Louis Vuitton hat or the multiple chains, or I'm not positive why you're laughing at him, but go ahead, Brown.
My guy looked like a Post Malone if he was a baseball player. What in the hell? I had no idea what this guy looked like, what he sounded like. That was my first time seeing him. Buddy, you look like you could double for some white rapper now, man. God. Oh, man.
Post Malone wrote the song White Iverson about him.
Had to.
Yeah.
Had to. What's that other white guy? The guy who was with Lou Williams when he was doing the Hot Wings in the strip club. What's the little rapper name? The white guy.
Lil Dicky?
No, I know Lil Dicky. Who's the other one?
I don't know.
I don't know. But
he does what's popping.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Less curly-haired Jack Harlow.
I mean, just
nice.
that is pretty funny, though. So if you go back, though, this game, just check me on this. This game was played at Yankee Stadium, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you're in New York, you're a Yankee fan, and you throw a baseball at a player. And did he hit him? Is that actually the case? Because that's a pretty accurate throw if he actually hit him. Because let me just check this. When somebody catches a home run ball, right, and they throw it back out on the field, like, I don't want this ball. You guys hit this off my team. I'm throwing it back on the field. That guy doesn't get banned for life. But did he hit Alex Verdugo?
So this is what happened. So the ball went to Alex Verdugo, and I think this was probably during the warm-ups, right before the inning was starting, and he was throwing it into the stands to a Red Sox fan. He overthrew it. It went to a Yankees fan, and everyone was egging this guy on. Throw it back, screw Alex Verdugo, throw it back. We hate the Red Sox, right? And this guy was just elated because he got a ball. And when the inning started, people were still getting on him. Throw it back. So he finally gave in, threw it back, and then hit Verdugo square in the back.
Come on, that's an amazing throw. Seriously, like we celebrate fans who make amazing catches. Last week there was this guy. He's holding this baby and a beer, and instead of
go of the baby,
right? Instead of dropping the baby to catch the ball,
poor parenting we saw over the weekend.
Well, Browner, maybe some people might look at it that way. I'm looking at it as a hell of an athletic move. You got a baby in this hand. You got a beer in this hand. Here comes a foul ball. Instead of dropping the beer and making the grab with the hand, instead, he lets go of the baby, makes the catch, and catches the baby. That's a hell of an athletic move, my man. That's an amazing athletic move. But if you're telling me that an average guy, like there's been some incredible catches at Petco Park this year by fans in the stands. And we wind up looking at highlights and we celebrate these incredible catches, some without a glove, some with a glove, whatever. But this guy actually was able to accurately from the
second deck
throw a baseball and hit a guy on the field. I'm not saying that the guy shouldn't have been thrown out. I'm just saying that's a hell of a throw. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying the same people who charged you up to throw that ball, bro, the same ones was pointing to you when the security came to get you out. That's why you gotta hold steady, brother. You gotta hold steady. The crowd will get you killed, or at this ban for life. We don't know how big of a baseball fan that guy was. Clearly, he's a coward because he let these people squeeze him to throwing the ball. Now he's a good arm because he hit him right in the back, but sometimes luck can get you thrown out.
Yeah, it's bad how circumstantial this was, because there was an earlier instance where think it might have been at the top of the Green Monster, where a guy threw a home run ball back, and he had one hell of an arm. Went to the infield, and Giancarlo Stanton was running into the dugout. I think that was the scenario, and it hit him, and nothing happened to that dude. He got kicked out, but he didn't get banned for life. I just think that it's an unfortunate event, but because of the magnitude of the game and the fact that it was during the game, it made it even worse.
Now, do we have the video? Because I still am not clear. Does the video show the ball hitting him?
There's no video that shows the ball hitting him, because what happens is it was during the inning. So the game was already happening. The cameras were on the pitcher, and then it panned out to Verdugo yelling at the Yankee crowd in right field.
Wow. Damn. I love the video. I love the video in the stands with the fans, and they're all like, him. It was him.
Yeah, right.
Him.
Snitching, bro.
Everyone
snitched on Post Malone.
No, they didn't snitch on Post Malone. No. They snitched on the dude who hit Post Malone.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
In protection of Post Malone.
Actually, it'd be great if you can go back to the interview with Verdugo after the game. I mean, I got to take another look at him with the hat, the chain. I mean,
it caught me off guard. I really wasn't prepared for what he would look like.
Do you want to run through the whole thing again?
Yeah,
because that's the only way we can. Okay,
run
here
us
it
through
is.
The fans to the point where the game is being delayed.
Yeah, they threw a
See, now
ball
look at
out,
him.
I
I'm
think.
looking at him from here. I'm like, okay. I'm expecting it just he's like some random white guy. Okay, well, he's got a beard. Okay.
Ginger beard.
Right. So a redhead at worst.
This person filming is like, I'm moving as far back as possible.
Take him.
This is when I started balling. I was
If
young.
we do something, we look like we look like the
You're
bad
like
guys.
Bubba
But at the
Sparks
end
had
of
a
the day,
brother.
That's a good call. Bubba Sparks.
as well. You know
Paul
what I mean?
Wall's
Like
uncle.
We do the same stuff that you guys do.
He looks
We do
like
the
he
same way
needs
that
a
you guys
grill,
do, but
like a built-in
Yeah.
grill.
just, playing baseball is our job. That's our work.
Is that what he's wearing? He's wearing like a Gucci hat.
Yeah.
A Gucci baseball hat on backwards. That you would go into a mall and you'd see this Gucci hat in a department store and you go, I would never, no matter how much money I have, I would never buy that and wear that. But I guess when you're a baseball player and you're trying to be cool, you rock this Gucci hat backwards with the chains. I don't know, the chain look I like. I do like the long chain look. I like it. I don't know if I can rock it, but I like
can make you a promise right now
Go ahead.
that I have no. Again, I just saw this kid. I don't know anything about him. He's got the backpack too.
100%. So
No.
he played for the Dodgers
Uh-huh.
before he went to the Red Sox. So he has the LA gene in him too.
Okay, I was going to say instead of the backpack, he got the fanny pack. That's what I did.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they make them, but I know those people who have those hats are the same people who got the backpacks.
And they lost.
Yeah.
He should have had a backup. He should have had the less expensive hat if they lost.
How about this? How about in a team press conference, you wear the team hat?
Yeah.
How about that? How about that post?
Guy trying to be fly, yo.
Yeah. Okay.
Kid's got a chain.
Yeah.
Got to get on this wave.
All right, stick around. I want to talk about a bunch of other stuff now. Hold on. Let me have 1 minute to talk about my people at the Total T Clinic. TotalTClinic.com. Guys, you get older, your testosterone levels drop. All of a sudden, you're feeling tired and sluggish and weak, and you're not performing in the bedroom the way you once were. Now you come to Total T Clinic. It takes 15 minutes. You get your testosterone levels checked for free. And then Total T is so confident in their treatment that right now they're offering a summer special, only $99 for your first month of treatment. $99. People ask me all the time, how much does it cost? I never talk about costs with Total T Clinic because a lot of times your health insurance will cover this. So I'm telling you right now, for the first time in all of these years that we've been in a relationship with the Total T Clinic, $99 for your first month of treatment. TotalTClinic.com. Get your testosterone levels checked at Total T Clinic, TotalTClinic.com. Browner, last week you sent me a text message about the NBA Finals and whether or not I was into it. When the finals got tied at 2 apiece, then it became interesting. Now that it's 3-2 in favor of Milwaukee, going back to Milwaukee with a chance for them to win, I find it to be really interesting. And maybe to me, the most interesting part about the NBA Finals is when Milwaukee was playing the Brooklyn Nets. Remember that moment where Giannis, after one of the games, said something about KD, like he's the best player. My computer just I mean, I have windows open on my computer, and then all of a sudden, like things pop up, and there's sound. You know, I can't control all of this, man. It's just too much for me. Anyway, when Giannis said that KD, like after the game, he's like, "Well, hey, he's the best player in the world." I was like, "Dude, you're playing against him right now. You should not be. You should be thinking he's a great player, not he's the best player on the planet." You know, like I felt like at that point he was starstruck with KD. So the fact that Milwaukee has overcome and now finds themselves in the finals and is this close to winning a championship, now, Browner, just to give you the final thought here in this segment, now I'm interested. Now you got me.
It took two iconic, historic final plays for you to get interested. Cool, whatever it takes.
Hey, look, there were a couple of plays. I mean, the Booker dunk over Giannis and then the Giannis dunk late in the game.
No. I'm talking about the Bucks have held only the Bucks have had finals defining play that you will remember forever. The block that Giannis had.
Right.
And then the holiday strip and lob.
Yep.
Those are unbelievable sequence of plays.
Yes, they were. Okay, so now we're going to game 6 with Milwaukee having a chance to close it out at home and Phoenix in desperation mode. And by the way, that takes us through the bet between Browner and Bill Hagan, the owner of 1090. And I'll bet Browner's feeling real good about where he stands right now. And I'm sure Bill Hagan, the Suns fan, is sweating. Lots more to get to. Stick around, everybody. It's Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Arash Markazi here, inviting you to catch my show, The Arash Markazi Show, on the mightier 1090. We are on every Monday through Friday from noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Join me and producer extraordinaire G. Wiley, where we chop up Los Angeles sports and try not to piss too many people off.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
With live theater on hold and performers and crew out of work, the folks at Subaru of El Cajon had a great idea.
Why not help all the artists and artisans in San Diego put a musical on?
And so Sharing the Love was born. This musical collaboration between Subaru of El Cajon and the performing arts community celebrates positivity in the face of strife.
Love is for sharing, hate is despairing. There is no comparing the two.
Watch Sharing the Love, Saturday and Sunday, only on Your View.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to sandiegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, or your organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
Kaplan and Crew tonight presents Sports in a Minute.
Orange County Soccer Club couldn't bounce back against Rio Grande Valley FC on Saturday. OCSC lost 2-0, dropping their second straight match. The club is in the thick of their schedule right now. They have 8 matches through the month of July and have played 5 in the last 3 weeks. They had a quick turnaround for Saturday's match with only 2 days of recovery after their game against San Diego on Wednesday. Next up for OCSC, they'll be matching up with Sacramento Republic FC on Saturday for the 4th time this season. OCSC has won all 3 previous matches. Ronaldo Damus was a key part of Haiti's victory in their Gold Cup finale against Martinique. He'll be back with the club here soon. I'm Haley Stasiak. That's your Sports in a Minute. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Gray here, inviting you to catch my show, Let's Talk Hookup, every Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific Time. For over 30 years, we've been the voice of the fishing community for Southern California, and so glad to be back on the big stick.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Explore the Southwest lifestyle, the culture, the music, the food, y más. Join hosts J.R. Cardenas and Vanessa Ramirez on Su Vida. Enjoy the food, discover new artists, and fun things to do.
Watch Su Vida, Sunday night at 7 on Your View. Brought to you by Harrah's Resorts, Southern California. It's more than a place, it's a state of mind.
Love promise moments are part of the mission of what we do here at Subaru El Cajon. A love promise moment is when we as human beings deliver an experience beyond exceptional to any one of our guests, and then that guest's life is positively affected by that interaction. It's amazing to watch what happens when two human beings talk on that level and create something magical. And sometimes they drive away with a car, sometimes they don't, but we've had an impact on that person's life, and that's the magic. You know, our employees react to things like Make-A-Wish, Feeding San Diego, and the other groups we help by jumping in. This year, through COVID, we were able to help a little girl out and got her a rather large scooter that she needed for mobility. We gave up our Christmas party as employees, and we actually adopted a wish of a young girl here in El Cajon, and we gave her a 3-wheel scooter so she didn't have to use her wheelchair all the time. It gives me goosebumps even thinking about it.
Let's take it up a notch with Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost, powered by the mightier 1090.
San Diego is a great place for deep sea fishing because it's home of the largest sport fishing fleet in the world. You can go on a half-day trip, a full-day trip, multi-day trip, all the way up to 18 days to catch tuna and wahoo, or just locally here to catch yellowtail. When booking a deep sea fishing excursion out of San Diego, there's several resources, and of course, the San Diego landings have great web pages. Seaforthlanding.com, fishermanslanding.com, PointLomaSportFishing.com are the perfect resource to book your next fishing vacation out of San Diego. What you need to do if to have fun in the sun while you're out fishing is, of course, you'll have to obtain a California fishing license or a Mexican fishing license, depending on where the trip goes, and then get set up with tackle. All the landings have all the tackle for rental, and they'll give you all the guidance on the boat for catching a lot of fish here in San Diego. What you should wear out on the water when you're fishing here in San Diego? Layers. And that's the key, because you're probably not going to get very wet because you're going to go out on a nice day, but just be prepared for layers because it can get pretty cool on the water. You know, summertime is always the best, from I would say June through September, but prime months actually in San Diego, September, October are probably the 2 prime months. Best water conditions and probably the most abundance of fish. So as far as taking your fish home, they'll fillet the fish for you on the boat and put it into a package for you, or you can use one of the local processors like Fisherman's Processing that'll vacuum seal and freeze your fish so that you can put it in your cooler and take it home and eat it. Depending on how long your excursion is, you can go anywhere from a half-day trip for around $50 plus your license, all the way up to a multi-day trip that maybe costs several $100s per day. But a full-day trip is going to cost you about $150 a day, depending on the Mexican license or California licenses that you need to get.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost is powered by the mightier 1090. Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Shelter to Soldier selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments. They have strong social drive, another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal Or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog, still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio, SoCal Sports Talk.